Now for businesses, for your businesses. So I shared an idea with you personally, and then I'm going to drill down into how imaging has helped us do that. But for your business, I'm going to share with you a principle that we have, another principle that we, in consulting with businesses and consulting in coaching, it's a principle that has probably one of the greatest principles or laws that has increased productivity. And it was first coined, this principle, by a business strategic planner, consultant named Brian Tracy, and it's called the law of complexity. Write it down. This principle will make you millions. Side note, a very small change in the perception of what you do and how you do it can have a dramatic impact on the results you get. A very small change, and that's why I'm giving you two ideas, one personally and one business. If you apply this to your life, I've had clients who personal and businesses with just one idea has taken them to a whole nother level. The law of complexity. The law of complexity says that there's a complexity factor, in which I'll define in a moment, that says that the law of complexity is defined as the number of steps or steps required to accomplish a specific task or activity. So you saw some examples of workflows up here. So your steps, and you're automating those steps. But this is going to be another, and that's, by the way, automating steps, we can do it faster, quicker, better. So the law of complexity is the number of steps required to accomplish a task or an activity squared. That's it. Squared. So, for example, if you have a task that requires 2 steps, it would have a complexity factor of what? 4. Good. If you have a task or activity requires 5 steps, what's the complexity factor? 25. All right. Okay, let me define complexity. Now, what is complexity? Complexity is defined as the potential for increased time, increased cost, and potential increased mistakes, right? A task that has 7 steps, what's the complexity factor? 9. And one more example, some task with 10 steps. By the way, that's the minimum number of steps for government. Minimum, 10 steps. Here's the principle, that for every step that we can reduce mathematically, we are reducing the complexity exponentially. One of the first things we do in businesses, we go in, we have everybody define their processes. What are the number of steps required to do it? First time through, we can eliminate 30%. First time. Why do people do the things they do, the tasks, the activities, government? Why are there so many steps? That's why they've always done it. When you're hired, this is what you have to do. That doesn't exist in the private marketplace. It can't. It can't. And that's where you're seeing a lot of the pain that's out there today. Because the government has to operate. And if you do work for a government or a public agency, you are in a prime position to add a lot of value by removing a lot of the steps, by reducing the complexity, the number of steps. And a document imaging system allows you to reduce a lot of steps out of that process.